So hello everyone, welcome to my review of Litterature Academia, episode 30. It was a very good episode. I truly enjoyed it from the beginning to the end. It had great humor, just good overall, I think, from just beginning of it to, everything. It was building though on last week's build-up as the first episode of a continuation story. That really helped it to make it have, go in, have higher pacing and so on. As I mentioned in my live reaction, I really liked it because it really was a good characterization of Aku, right? How she is this nobody, this muggle, has a struggle for her cause, right? And that is motivating her friends, motivating her teacher and so on, right? She's building up, that makes her a great, main character because she is not just perfect, she's always having to, going up to this one, yeah. So that was good. The only thing I did like with Aku in this episode was that she has learned now that more so that I can't cheat, I can't do this, I can't take shortcuts, I have to actually really achieve your your dreams and all. She learned in the last episode's end, right? So this episode beginning is more like, motivated to do this now, so that's great. However, I felt there was a little bad chance that she was like, let's do exactly what Shiny shouted, I would say, right? So there's a little problem with Aku, right? She's learning that, okay, I can't do shortcuts, I can do this. But then that also should mean that she has to actually try to think of new stuff, right? Try to create new ideas how to become whatever famous or good or so on, or the best. So there's a little unfortunate thing for her. She's so obsessed with doing exactly what Shiny Chariot did. Because her solution was, let's fight really hard to do what she did, 10 years ago, right, or whatever. So that's a little that could have been better, using that part though. But otherwise, the episode was really good. They had some couple of different main stories. It had, I'll say, 3 stories. There was one story, with the Diana side of it. Her trying to do this firework thing, and her friends, and she's serious, and everyone has this pressure on her. The more I think about it, the more like Diana says, because she has all this pressure, right? She's the Cavendish family, everyone's like, yes, she has to be the best. Every teacher's like, she's gonna save us, everyone's super high pressure on her, but she's just also trying to be, I guess, shining Chariot and so on. Of course, it's a little mean to Daku, obviously, but that is a little redeeming for her at least. And then we had the Ursula side story, which is kind of funny. It's like a human side story of her trying to find this the walnut or whatever, right? About the cursed ghost and the reason why it was cursed and so on. And she's getting lost in the library for 3 weeks or something. That was kind of funny. It's a small, I think it's pretty good. I ever received it. It's quite funny. So that was good though. But the main story was very, very good with Aku in the focus then, and Lotte and Susie as her support, right? And the beginning of it is great because Lotte, it's I don't want to really do anything, more than stand out. And Susie's like, fuck you, Aku, you suck. Susie's always sitting in her face like, you suck, Aku. Don't even try. Then of course we see them being a little saddened there by hearing the other girls bullying Aku and telling her that she and her friends are losers and so on, right? But also like that scene because they're like, I get you now, bitch. Because that episode, of course, she did draw them as Paul Stanley and Ace, right, of Kiss, right? So that was funny. Also, one thing new in the episode then, that of course, Aku's mischief last week actually carried on to this week, right? That's a new thing here in this episode. But whatever she did last week is also affecting her this week, right? This is also a first thing though, which also makes the episode even better, right? Because you can see then that they can do this thing here, then this thing here is easier to pay off, right? They have to build that up this episode. So different episode for this anime. Very, very different than the previous episode, right? Because of that. But a good episode, obviously. So that was great. I really liked the ending with Diane. It's kind of should Aku win? And they were like, no, she cheated. She can't win. I was like, meh. And even Diane is like, but that was right. She clearly did the right thing, So I like the end since she's very honest, right? The end is very she wants to be the best. She's quite a bitch usually, the Aku, but still, the end is fair, right? She's hard but fair, right? She's okay, but I shouldn't win because the rest was better as well. So yeah, so let's give it with the end. So all the new characters, I really liked, of course, the design of Marian, or whatever her name is pronounced, the red clothed witch. And then we heard there, and they all hating on the witches, and they're all whatever, principal suck and so on. And yeah, the principal, ever since principal was great. The principal always defending Aku, right? But that kind of whatever we call it, bitch face sensei, always oh damn that Aku, should respect her now. They have that classic sensor, right? That definitely reminds you of whatever her name is in Harry Potter, but they're kind of the hard ass teacher, and she's like, Aku. And the principal like, Mama, this is gonna be fine. I love the principal not being like, no, it's just Aku. Someone's doing something hilarious. They're gonna love it. And all those youngsters thought like, yeah, they finally changed this up for once. Like, they finally did something new. So I think that Aku though, and the principal definitely see this, I would say, and we see view, as Aku is a great thing for the school, right? In the sense that they are very, very traditionally based, right? They're very traditional based. They're like, yes, we always end by eating the ghost. That's always how it ends, right? So the judges are like, here's the dance, here's that thing, here's the ghost thing. They're like, yeah, ghost thing. The ghost thing is different this year. There's like, wow, something is happening. So that's a problem. They're very conservative, right? They're very, very conservative. And I think the principal definitely sees it accurate. It's good that they have her because she's like trying to shake them up, right? And magic should be more chaotic, I would say, right? And of course, also story-wise, and look at the goodness or whatever of the world, Aku is definitely the best character in the universe. But she is like, instead of just doing this damn sacrifice thing, can we actually figure out why the ghost is sad? Can we help the ghost instead? So you see Aku's good heart, right? And she's a good character, she's a nice person. Right? She's like, we should help the ghost instead of just reusing the same sacrifice. So it's twofold for Aku, right? She doesn't like boring tradition that no one really likes anymore, because that's like shit, no one actually like it. And she's also looking at like more of the bigger picture, right? Yeah, regardless of if it's good or not, should we do this because this ghost needs this or whatever, right? So it's a great party with Aku, so it's really, really good. So I mean, overall, it's a great characterization for Aku, I think, just all the way. And it was very good. It was a very nice scene. See Lotte to being like, okay, she's been fighting for 3 weeks now. Let's go and help her. Okay, she fucking needs our help. She's never giving up, even if she sucks. We should help her. So everything in this episode was really, really good. Easy a 10 out of 10 episode for me. Great episode, I say over again. But it was good in both, like the effect of it, actually turning into this monkey and elephant, and everything that was really good. And the mouse, of course, the Dumbo team with the balloons. Everything was great. Animation-wise, right? The Diana unicorn waterfall thing, everything was great with that. And then also that the story was great, the characters were great, everything was just on point. I think from every character standpoint, even the new characters had some. You could feel more of their basic characters so quite quickly there. So very, very good. Just everything from this episode was really, really good. The only really minor flaw I would say with it, except Aku's never really learning, because he's like, I should be like Shiny Chariot. Right, that's a little, but that's her character, her beloved Chariot. The only real flaw I would say in the episode was that the Ursula part, even though it was funny, her actual solution was like, oh yeah, can you go in the ghost and blast that Ruthie sea thing? It was like, if I would be eaten by that ghost, and I'm thinking like, I'm just gonna, be eaten and don't change the history, I'm just gonna be eaten and try to help the ghost, as Aku is, would Aku blast that seed thing anyway? Because it's very obvious that it's something weird. They're like, a seed thing, they fall into the ghost's mouth, they're like, yeah, that must be it. Yeah, kind of obvious. So actually, that thing was a little sad. That's the only flaw there. Ursula's part should have been more like, oh, the ghost, it's a seed thing, and it's like, it helped them to do this something, But it's like, you just could eat it and destroy it, because they would probably see the thing anyway, right? So they felt a little weak on that part. Ursula's part should have been, not her part in itself, but like the solution she should learn from her discovery of this wallet, that should be a bigger thing, right? Like, okay, the seed thing. I mean, we saw the seed earlier, so we kind of knew what it was. I said it was driving, like, okay, that must be the thing we saw earlier, some short 1 second there. But my point is that, of course, that we should be like, oh yeah, this is seed thing, and it's hidden in his head or something. So if you could eat them, try to swim up his head or nose, but they just could eat them, and it was like in his belly, right? So it's very like, it's kind of straightforward there. It wasn't like they was hidden in like the arm or something, right? So whatever. So, or yeah. So that was a little. That was the only thing I didn't like the episode, really. I felt like it could be on something more complicated, right? It was kind of, it was too obvious. But one can argue and say, well, why have you done earlier? Well, the before years, the one being eaten probably just got eaten. I was like, yeah, this is tradition, let's get eaten and go out, right? And they probably never did dare to do anything. But Aku was probably gonna blast the shit anyway, so it felt like it wasn't really needed Ursula Paul wasn't really needed in that sense, right? In one way, though, she helped them, of course, giving them the staff with her bird and so on. So I digress on that, but still, that could be a little better. Lastly, we also saw something new. I am betting that's a new, as I said, I'm betting that's some adversary, a real enemy, because the last like second, and definitely watch it if you see it again. Definitely watch that. The last few seconds, we see a new person doing some kind of weird thing with it looks like a man's hand for that matter, like a male for that matter, or a woman, a witch, and this thing with his hand. But it might be a woman. I'll say you can see that much, so it didn't look like a man to me. This that we saw, and we see with the hand, right? It's a kind of square with the hand, right? Like something like black, like that. That looked almost looked evil, right? That thing alone, and I'm thinking that because Diane even has a little redemption in this episode, she was like, yeah, Aku should have won, and she was kind of like, I helped Aku win the race, so on. She's always helping Aku sometimes, right? So Diane isn't like this pure evil character. She's a pretty good character, I think, because that is not a grayish character, right? And this character, I will bet, is like super evil. Right? It's bet that this character should be something very adversarially. Probably see the next episode. I think it will be a good episode 14. 13 is like a half season, right? So 25 and 6 episode. So next episode should be less than half left, right? And that would be pretty great to show like a new, real bad guy, right? Like someone actually is evil, trying to like ruin the world, or rule the world, or whatever. So, or so on. Maybe it's like an exchange student coming in. Yeah. That would be very interesting to see who that character is, but it definitely is a new character. I have a hard time seeing an old character. It could have been a witch, from any other school that was there. We see, of course, coming out of maybe one of the judges, but probably not. Maybe the red judge, Marianne, maybe probably not. Probably someone else, right, that watched this thing and was like, interesting. He used the steel magic. I should kill this girl or whatever, right? So, or take the staff or so on. Yeah. So, but yeah, because in the first episode we see Chariot fighting something in the sky. As a kind of demon or something. It's very undefined. So obviously it feels like this world, because they have witches and magic, and they have undead and so on, it feels like it could be evil people using magic, which is generally like wars or whatever that are evil, or demons or devils or whatever, right, actually using magic or trying to be really evil, right? So it feels like something like that's going to happen in the series eventually. And what we saw there is probably something that's connected to that, I think, to the evil side of the world. It's still away, the Trisculon, they have these 9 witches, it's definitely all some kind of evil to fight, right? And I'll bet that the square magic person is probably in the evil side, right? Like first real evil. Then it's like this borderline where she's like, she's hard and quite, mean, but not like evil mean, right? Not like this. She's more like a typical high school girl that's rich, trying to be like, bitch, you're poor and so on. She's more like that. She's that kind of, she's that like, I will rule the planet with my powers. Yeah, she's not that evil, the character, right? She actually thinks herself as a good character, right? So, yeah, she's herself as a good person, right? So, she's somewhat a good person. Usually she's a good person, I guess, in the end. So, yeah. That's my prediction of that. It's very hard to say, of course, but I think it just looked very ominous, and just the kind of the magic as well, like black magic, was very dark, very thick dark, right? On the actual animation. That looks like it's evil. So yeah, a good episode overall. Definitely a great episode. My second favorite episode, episode 3 with the race. It's so good episode. This was probably second best. Just from that, like the race. When I also read the episode, I had to rewatch like 3 times. I rewatched the scene more, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. So yeah, episode 13, great episode. 10 out of 10 for me. Subscribe, and we'll see next week if you can find out if that guy or woman. But I think it's a man. I don't know, but it looks like a man to me. Definitely we saw, yeah. So anyway, yeah, see you guys next week. Have a great